Good morning. How did you get on yesterday? Good live stream. Members only. So thanks to those members coming along. Really good calls. Hope you made some good profits, as members did. Let's have a look at some of the greens and some of the speculative plays. One of them in the London Derby I didn't do out of discipline, but as ever, there's a special entry point which doesn't cost you much and you can be very well rewarded. Mostly a lay the draw day yesterday, to be honest with you. Blackpool have conceded, I can't remember now, was it 9 second half goals away from home or even higher than that? But it was an eye-catching figure. And Luton did get the goal that they required. But it was a bit hit and miss for a while because they hadn't added to their shots on and off target in the second half for quite a while. And then they suddenly got going. Panathinaikos and Aris Thessaloniki laying the draw at 3.1, an absolute bargain. Why? Panathinaikos, 10 men. Aris Thessaloniki already odds-on favourites pre-match. Again, they huffed and puffed, this Aris side. But they got there in the end. Well, that should have been my out there. Bayern Munich scoring 2 goals. Back to scoring 2 goals again. That should have been my out. Were I not doing a live stream and forgot all about it. That should have been a green screen there for me. But doing a live stream, you can often just miss the opportunities. Well, this was after the live stream, so I must have been doing something else. 5:30 kickoff. So I think I was distracted doing Thai visa work, which is wonderful stuff. I highly recommend it if you want to ruin your day. So that should have been a green screen there. I just didn't carry on with the trade. You've got to keep your trades in mind. Gillingham and Bromley, a bit of fun here yesterday. Laying Bromley at 0-3 up because it was only about half an hour into the match. And Gillingham did score to make it 3-1. And you would have got out with an actual green screen. So even with that single goal, well worth doing because it's a 2.6 the favourite match, i.e. the market's not expecting Bromley to be leading 0-3 after half an hour. Kilmarnock and Aberdeen, given Kilmarnock's awful record at the moment, and Aberdeen's beating them twice this season. Well worth a lay of Kilmarnock at 1.21, a back of Aberdeen at 19s. But Aberdeen's red card pretty much killed that off for us yesterday, which was a pity. Sheffield Wednesday and Wrexham, another lay the draw. This is a pattern you're seeing now with Sheffield Wednesday. It's a 0-0 at half time, and then they concede up to 2 second half goals. They've done it in each of the last 3 matches now. They're doomed, of course. Absolutely doomed. Bochum Dano against Schalke. The reason I laid Bochum at 1.13 and a small back of Schalke at 40s was because Bochum were 2-0 up and Schalke are top of the league. And Schalke had the ball in the back of the net twice. So we were a tad unlucky not to get a trading profit out of that one. And what I was alluding to earlier about taking a chance at the 0-2, you could have done that in the London Derby with the Hammers 0-2 up. It was an awful display, really, from Wolves. Oh, doomed, Mr. Manning, doomed. Brighton and Everton, I left this one alone. But we could have played, as we looked yesterday, at goal times. We could have looked at Brighton, 60th minute plus, they tend to start scoring. Everton got a late equaliser. But Chelsea and West Ham could have played that. It is a London derby, but Rossini is getting a good tune out of this Chelsea side. 0-2 lead. Jimmy Somerville from Bronski beat getting the second goal. And Jim Bowen, super smashing great, getting the opener for West Ham. And that could have been your angle in, away from home. And off we go. João Pedro, Marco Cucurella and Fernandez in the 92nd minute with a winner. So that could have been a lay. If you're following the market, but you don't like playing London derbies, That's your entry point there, 0-2. It's a low risk play, low liability play, big rewards if they pull it off. This could be a crucial loss for the Hammers yesterday. You see the gap between them and Nottingham Forest. Nottingham Forest have a game in hand playing today. It's worrisome. Can you imagine the difference holding on to that 0-2 would have made? Up to 23 points within 2 of Nottingham Forest. That's the difference, I think, between them staying up and going down. And a side as big as the Hammers going down, can you imagine? There'll certainly be odds on for the Championship next season. Let's look at any others yesterday. Well, there were some good calls from me in the live stream as far as the English Championship was concerned, particularly with that laying the draw, Wrexham, and a late Ipswich equaliser. I gave it a little tickle, a little mention, and they did pop up with a late equaliser at Ipswich. They were on my bankers list as well, which means that it should be a good trading side, particularly a goal down. So that would have been a juicy one for you to look at. QPR and Coventry. Coventry scored first, but again, they are very poor away from home. In English League One, we were looking at, I showed you in the live stream, members, how to investigate 0-0s at half time. We got the Luton one because of Blackpool's amazing concession rate away from home. So that one was in the bag. And in English League Two, don't really remember doing much yesterday. Shrewsbury and Barnet didn't play that one at all. Barnet were dominating this match, but they didn't add to their first half shots on and off target. Tranmere and Salford was a good 0-0 at half time to take on. We had another as well yesterday. I can't remember which one. No, it's missed me, but we did get that one right. Paris FC will be delighted to get a win, to get a draw against Marseille. Marseille leading comfortably. And Monaco, well, I wouldn't have thought that was possible for Monaco yesterday. Been in absolutely awful form. Saint-Etienne will be disappointed because they are clinging on to the playoff places in French Ligue 2, a very, very tough league to get out of. But Le Mans will be delighted with their win against Estactois yesterday. No real trading angles there yesterday, but it's brewing up nicely in French Ligue 2. It's one of those matches you've got to take points off your nearest rival. And look what that's done to Le Mans. It's taken them straight in to the playoff final. Saint-Etienne will be a little concerned, but thankfully Dunkirk didn't take advantage. Dunkirk losing themselves. So Saint-Etienne getting away with that yesterday, that loss, because Dunkirk with a win would have swapped places with them. So clinging on for dear life, Saint-Etienne. But Le Mans were the big winners yesterday. And in the Bundesliga yesterday, should have played the St. Pauli lead, given Augsburg have been in such good form, coming off the bounce of that Bayern Munich win last week. Should have played that St. Pauli opener. So that's one which missed the boat. Frankfurt and Bayer Leverkusen I put up for members of 3-3 earlier on. And the Hoff, I did tell you at the live stream, the Hoff will score 3 goals today. Why? Because they're odds on favourite. They tend to do that. Leipzig and Mainz. I didn't really take on this Mainz lead at all because it's all hands to the pump for Mainz. A win, getting them outside of the relegation zone. So fantastic stuff. Didn't take on Leipzig. Leipzig only scored 1 goal against St. Pauli last week. So real trouble against the big boys. Against the relegation threatened side, not the big boys at all. Elsewhere, Italian SerieA. Nothing much doing there. Didn't fancy any of that. Unless that red card had any interest, then nothing doing. Venezia. I did tell members to lay the draw. Venezia, because yet again, you go to the standings. This is what we're going to be doing from February to April now, is playing these changes. Look at that, going top with a win. More importantly, 3 points increases the gap to third. So they're trying to secure automatic promotion, Venezia. That was an excellent play yesterday. Didn't touch AZ Alkmaar because they're just in awful form at the moment, and it was the right thing to do. Looking elsewhere, down in Spain. Anything doing in Spain yesterday? Real Oviedo 0-0 at half-time. Villarreal getting a 2-2 against Osasuna, who were leading, and Atletico Madrid failing to get a goal against Levante, but Barcelona an obvious choice there yesterday. So let's have a look onto today's trading angles, and I won't be doing any coverage today. I am off flying back to Thailand today and overnight and tomorrow, so there won't be anything for members today or tomorrow. So I've done reports for members and expected goals for members as well today, in addition to my own research. So you've got plenty of ammunition, which I hope will serve you well today. Looking down the coupon, the Europa League doesn't look too hot, does it? No very strong favourite there. The Czech Republic League is back after a winter break. Slavia Prague, the standout. The two Prague sides, well, there's three of them, Dukla Prague, but Slavia and Sparta tend to be odds-on favourite consistently, as does Poulsen. Aston Villa and Brentford, 2.2 the favourite. It's a bit lukewarm, isn't it, for favouritism? It's because Brentford are in such good recent form. But Aston Villa, under Unai Emery, look at the standings as a motivating factor for both sides, really. Brentford are knocking on the door of the European places, which is brilliant for them, or at least they were. Another 3 points today, take them just outside the top six. But Aston Villa, with a win today, will go second. Crucial. Take it to 49. Stay within a hair's breadth of the Arsenal. So watch out for that Aston Villa today. Man United and Fulham. Well, Michael Carrick doing a superb job. The only form you can look at is a Man United form under Michael Carrick. Now, at home against Fulham, you'd expect them to score 2 or 3 goals again today. Really doing a great job, Carrick. How long can he keep it up? Nottingham Forest against Palace is a touch of a relegation 6-pointer about it. Can Nottingham Forest take advantage of Wolverhampton Wanderers losing yesterday and West Ham failing to hold on to the lead yesterday? This is where we get our trading angles from, really. You can see a win for Forest and the gap broadens to 8 points, which is quite something. And they will join Crystal Palace if they get a win today. Palace will join the 30-plus point club, which should signal safety, or at least 1 foot in the door for Palace. It's a really poor set of recent results, which has got them hurtling down the league. 3 defeats in 4 matches. They've got to curb that. Is European football playing havoc with them? The boys from Tottenham against Man City. Well, Man City's odds look pretty decent here. The boys from Tottenham are in awful form under Thomas Frank. French League 1. Not really researched this one today. Paris Saint-Germain away at Strasbourg with Lens winning. Lens are top. Paris Saint-Germain will go top with a win today. That would be the standout there for me. Stuttgart against Freiburg. It's a story of two sides who are far better at home. I can't discount Freiburg, but were this Freiburg v Stuttgart, I would be favouring Freiburg. Dortmund looked banker material today against Heidenheim, a side that Leipzig scored 3 goals against. So that would be your gauge for today in that particular match. Bundesliga 2. It's all about motivation. Any side at the top or the bottom playing today that can impact their season with a significant result. Let's take a look. Dusseldorf, Paderborn. You can see Paderborn in 4th place. A win for Paderborn could take them as high as 2nd. Talk about motivation there at 12:30. That's quite something, isn't it? So that would be the first match. Look at Darmstadt as well. Darmstadt are in 3rd place against Hertha Berlin. Hertha Berlin, with a win, takes them to 33. And they're getting a little more distant. Too many draws for Hertha Berlin. But Darmstadt, an important win last week. And Elvis an important win for them recently as well, take them into second. Darmstadt will go into the top 2 with a win. So look for Darmstadt and Paderborn, particularly if the in-play stats start motoring for those two. Huge motivating factors. Arminia Bielefeld are on the same points as Dusseldorf at the bottom. Very, very tight. Any of the bottom 3 can get out with a win. Arminia Bielefeld need to do something. Dynamo Dresden, it's a relegation 6-pointer, this one. No wonder it's 2.5 the favourite. So plenty of motivation in Bundesliga 2 today. Italian SerieA, Torino against Lecce, lay over 0.5 goals at the start of this match. It might be a snooze fest. Old Pericomo against Atalanta. Wouldn't discount Cesc Fabregas' side, but they do have a pattern. They don't tend to beat the big guns. Cremonese against Inter Milan. Cremonese, even with Jamie Vardy having trouble scoring at the moment. So it looks like an Inter 3-pointer there. And Parma are likely to park a giant joint of ham in front of goal against the old lady today. But Juventus should see them right. Eredivisie, Ajax have been less than their usual selves. PSV and Feyenoord is likely to be a both teams to score match today. Derby-style match. Utrecht being difficult to trust. So it's not a match. Watch out for Go Ahead Eagles, possible scoring 2 goals today. The special ones, Benfica, are unbeaten in La Liga Portugal, coming off the back of that wonderful Champions League match midweek. Sporting as well in the title hunt. So expect those 2 to get 3 points. Could be bankers. Al Ittihad, top of the tree, or in the top 3 in the Saudi Professional League as well. Hibs and Rangers. Rangers have been such good form. They look pretty good odds today. Real Madrid look pretty decent at home to Rayo Vallecano. Coming off the back of Europe, though, they might be vulnerable. Elsewhere, it's a tough coupon to call. I have done XG reports for members today, so do have a read of them, particularly in the Premier League. You could find some decent expected goals angles. I'm off now. I won't be doing a live stream today, but do subscribe because the next live stream might be open to all. It was open just to members yesterday. So I hope you'll enjoy when you see it next time. Do subscribe, youtube.com/@FootballTradingProfits. Get more videos done. I will have the advantage of a 7-hour time difference when I get back to Thailand, which gives me plenty of time to do some great content for you. We'll be looking at how to research goal times and all the rest, but it will be exclusively videos for subscribers to the YouTube channel. And get the e-letter every Saturday with Premier League expected goals reports and match reports. If you fancy the Premier League, get a foot in. What does AI say about the Premier League matches? They've been pretty accurate. 14-day free trial as well at footballtradingprofits.com. You see all the green screens each week or each day. If you fancy a bit of that and you want me to do all the heavy lifting, then do join. 14 days, it's pretty generous. You get a good feel. And if you join on a Friday, you'll get 2 weekends worth of footy research. Have a great day. I'm off now to the land of smiles, or the land of paperwork. I'm off to do my Thai retirement visa, hopefully. Have a great day. Next time we speak, I will be on Thai time. Cheers.